What's up, guys? I know I look a little crazy, but I just came back from working out and it is wash day because look, I'm struggling a little bit. But anyways, I just wanted to make a quick video basically talking about life as a flight attendant. I don't really have anything specific planned as far as answering certain questions or whatever. I'm just gonna ramble a little bit and see how it goes. Just to give you guys a little bit of background, I actually started off about 2 years ago. Actually, it'll make 2 years on February 8th, and today is February, Lord lies. Today is January 30th. One thing about this job I can tell you is I never know what day it is. If I don't have to work, I don't know what day it is. I don't know what day it is, what time of the week, what day of the week or whatever. Like, you get so caught up in time zones and just making it to aircrafts on time and all that crap. You just, honestly, you don't even worry about it. But anyways, I started this job, like I said, 2 years ago. And it has been pretty interesting. I love it. Don't get me wrong, but I'm always freaking tired. Jet lag is a thing. I will not lie. Like, you will be jet lagged 24/7. I mean, everybody's different, of course, but me personally, I've always been kind of a low energy person, so I try to take as many vitamins and supplements or whatever as possible, but man, when I say it kills me, it kills me. And I do not sleep well in hotels. But I digress. When I first started, I was actually based in Salt Lake City. Now, I am from Houston, Texas. When I tell you Salt Lake City was a total different world in comparison to where I'm from, like, I tell you no lies. But that's another story. Alright, so starting off, I was in training for about 6 weeks. I want to say it could be 7, but I believe it was 6. Training was excruciating for me. Like, I don't want to discourage anybody, but oh my god, I was sick the entire freaking time. Like, my roommate would get sick, then I would get sick, then I'd get well, then my roommate would get sick again. It's just like it was back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And you know, in training, you're supposed to be all smiley and you're supposed to be on 24/7, and it was so hard. It was just trying to stay awake when you have a 6 a.m. class and not getting out until 5 o'clock in the afternoon, and it's 6 days a week. You have 1 day off to just like study for your test or whatever, and it was crazy. It was, I don't know, like, they have to put so much information. They had to put so much information into 6 weeks. Like, I honestly look back and I don't know how I got through it. You make a lot of friends, you meet a lot of people, you meet people you'll probably know for a lifetime. Like, it's fun. That aspect of it was fun, but training is work, and it is what it is. Like, you learn drills, like emergency drills. You learn, you have to learn all the aircraft for the particular airline that you're working for. Inside and out, pretty much. You have to learn where all the emergency equipment is. You have to learn how to be a firefighter. You gotta learn how to be a nurse. You gotta learn how to, whatever. You're a babysitter. You're everything. So, I mean, I enjoyed it to a degree. It was a breath of fresh air when it was over. It was like weights lifted off my shoulder when they were just like, oh, you passed. But I, like, straight up, it was serious. It was real serious. Everybody's experience is different, but for me in particular, it was a whole different beast from anything that I was used to. But anyway, once training was over, like, you are thrown into your job. Like, for some reason, I don't know why I thought that, okay, I'm gonna go to training, then I'll have like a week off, you know, to recuperate and be with my family and whatever, but it does not work like that. I think I had about 3 days off, I want to say, and I instantly was flown to Salt Lake City. which was my first base. And in this case, it was a choice. Some classes with my particular airline don't get a choice of where they're based. It just depends on where they need flight attendants, where the highest demand is. We actually had a choice of New York, Detroit, Boston, Minneapolis, where else? Salt Lake. I want to say that's about it. And I know people are like, oh my God, why didn't you go to New York? Look, when I tell you, I would have been dead and they would have been scraping me off the streets of New York had I went to New York first. Like, the weather there is crazy for one thing. You have to work several airports at that particular hub, and I just didn't think I was ready for it. And honestly, like, now that I'm like a little seasoned in this job, I made the best decision for me by going to Salt Lake. People also think I'm crazy for going to Salt Lake, but I mean, hey, it's my life at the end of the day. When I first moved there, I had about four of us in one 2-bedroom apartment, 2 of us sleeping on air mattresses and the other 2 in another room. They had bought beds though. It was cool. Like, it's not as hectic as you would think it would be because we're flight attendants. Like, we're never really there at the same time, and when we are together, we're out partying or whatever. So it was pretty cool. It was different from what I was used to anyway. What else? Okay, when it gets down to the job, it was an adjustment. Like, of course, people think this is this wonderful, glamorous job, and it can be, I'm not gonna lie, but when you're first starting off, it's not that. Like, you will get some good layovers or whatever the case may be. You're like scrambling to pick up things, like going out of the country, which I didn't do for the whole first year. I did not go anywhere out of the country, simply just because, not because I was scared to, but more so like the flights out of where I was based were so long. Like, I don't want to do a flight that was like 13 hours long for a 21-hour layover. Like, I want to be able to actually enjoy the layover. So I didn't think I would, because I'd probably be asleep the whole time. I'm trying to recuperate from that whole long flight I just flew. But like, you're working. Like, it's not, oh, I'm just gonna work one flight a day, then I'm gonna go to my layover, then I'm gonna be able to explore the city, then the next day I'm just gonna work one flight a day. It does not work like that. I'm gonna be so truthful with you with this. It's hard work. It can be really hard work. Like, you're working what we call legs, which is basically a segment of, say, flying Atlanta to Detroit. That would be considered one leg. And then you fly Detroit back to Atlanta. That would be your second leg. And then you fly Atlanta to wherever, St. Louis. That would be your third leg. You can work, some trips are like up to 4 legs a day. You're seeing hundreds of people a day. You're serving hundreds of people a day. You're dealing with hundreds of thousands of attitudes a day, personalities, like everything. Like, depending on your crew, like, that can make or break your trip. So it's just, it's a different world. It is really a different world. It's nothing like working a 9 to 5. It has its perks, it has its downfalls, but at the end of the day, it's just like you're traveling the world for free. You're basically like, you make a lot of money with this job. Like, I make money on this, working this with this career. I've made more money than I have with any other job that I've ever had, which is crazy to me, because I mean, you can go to college, get out of college, and not make the type of money that I make. But I mean, for me, it's perfect because I'm single and I don't have children. But I could see how hard it could be on people who have those things, who are married and have kids, and they're consistently gone, especially when you don't have the seniority, which you have to have seniority to get what you want in this job. I'm gonna be straight up. Like, there's no coming in day one and just being able to just work a one-day trip and be able to be at home with your kids or whatever at night. It doesn't happen. It's not realistic at all. Realistic, whatever. So, this is what happens when I ramble. I can't even remember what I was talking about. Oh yeah, so I mean, you have to realize that you're gonna have to make sacrifices. Sometimes you're not gonna be able to see your friends. You're not gonna be able to go to birthday parties. You're not gonna be able to go enjoy holidays. You know, you have to make the job work for you. Now, it is very flexible. You can swap trips with people. You can, I'm really sitting here like I'm about to meditate. But anyway, you can swap trips with people. You have some flexibility in your schedule to where you can do some things. Like, I'm not going to say I missed every holiday and I missed every birthday or every celebration, because I haven't. Like, I've been able to work my schedule enough or make those days work for me. Like, you can't get layovers in your particular city. You really have to work on your schedule when you get it. The perks of this job, I would say, are the fact that, like I said, you can fly for free even on your own time. Even though, me personally, I don't like being in the airport on my off days. Like, I'm in the airport 24/7 going to work, and I work a lot. Maybe if I didn't work as much, it'd probably be okay, but I work a lot. So being in the airport is not necessarily something I want to do on my off days, but I'm not gonna say I don't do it, but I just don't. I don't want to. I'd rather be at home, chilling, hanging out with my family, or doing whatever, but I just don't want to sit in the airport. But it's the fact that you meet people from all over the world. You meet celebrities. You might see people that you've gone to school with, on a flight, which is random, but I mean, it does happen. Anything. What else can I say? You'll go places that you never even thought to ever go. Like, I have been places that I would have never been like, oh, let me go to Bozeman, Montana, or, I want to go, whatever. Like, there are places I would have never explored without this job, and I'm very, very thankful for having that opportunity. What else? I mean, I really don't have one thing in particular to talk about, and that's kind of why I'm rambling a little bit. But I mean, if you have any questions, feel free to ask. I don't mind answering them. If you want to know about, how the interview process goes, that's fine. If you want to know anything about just like day-to-day life, I'm your girl, But I think this job mostly has been hard on me because I commute. Like, I don't live where I'm based, so I commute from Houston. Now that I've transferred, I know I skipped this whole story, but when I was originally based in Salt Lake, and I was there for about 1.5 years. Then I transferred to Atlanta, and because it's closer to home, I moved back to Houston. That's where I'm from. That's where I was born and raised. Moved back to Houston because it's easier to get to Atlanta. So I basically take an 1.5 hour flight back to Atlanta every time I have a trip. And sometimes you have to make those sacrifices in order to live where you want to live. Now, I could totally make life easier for myself and move to Atlanta, but I really don't want to. I probably will end up doing that just to see how I like it. But I'm just one of those people that would prefer to move somewhere that is totally opposite of where I'm from. I really want to move to California. Like, that's my end game, but I don't want to be based there. So that's another thing. So I'd probably be commuting in that scenario too, but right now it's just I'd rather be at home. It just is what it is. My mom's here, grandmother's here, brother's here, friends are here, whatever, even though I don't get to see them as much as I would like to. But, I mean, they're here when I can. So, That kind of makes my life a little bit harder on me as well, because it's just an extra trip. Like sometimes I'm not able to fly back home after a trip is over if the trip gets in too late, and sometimes I have to go stay with a friend or, you know, do whatever. I can't just come back and enjoy my 3 days off, or like just drive from the airport to my house. It's not something I can do. Like I literally have to get off of my trip and hop on a flight and then hop in an Uber or drive myself back to my house. It's just, that's the lifestyle I've chosen. But just know it can cause a lot of stress if that's something you chose to do, if you ever choose to become a flight attendant. I really don't have a lot to say. This was such a random video for me. Like I literally went and worked out, came in the house, set up my camera and said, hey, I'm gonna do a flight attendant, a video about being a flight attendant or whatever. If you have any questions, just, you know, drop them down in the comment section. I don't mind answering anything or making a video about anything. This is really one of my first chit chat video, whatever you want to call it. But if you have any questions, just let me know. Have a good day. Bye.